Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Um, we shared a few days ago a video with you guys about how God had called us out, like Abraham, and how we went to He sent us to Arkansas and confirmed a few things while we were there. But I don't know how long it was. It wasn't too long after that we came to Florida. Hadn't been to Florida for many years. We came down to Florida and was here for just a few weeks, and we had decided that we were going to go. We were talking about what church we wanted to visit while we were here, and there was a church that we knew. We'd heard the pastor a time or two minister somewhere else, and we thought, well, we're right here at their church. We'll go and one Sunday fellowship with them. So that Sunday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and God woke me up and then started sharing some stuff with me, and I had to write it down. But one of the things He said was, I'm sending you out, you and your family out as missionaries to the United States. Um, we've heard of missionaries to a lot of other countries, but missionaries to the United States is something kind of like, okay, what does that look like? But I had to write it down, and then we went to church that morning, and we didn't know it. God knew it, but we didn't know it. They had a guest minister, a missionary family, and he was ministering on the missionary, and how the missionaries will come and share what God's doing, through the missionary team wherever they are and stuff. But what part of his message was, God is still calling missionaries today, and he looked right at my wife and I. He looked. I mean, he may not have been looking right, but it felt like he was looking straight at us. But he looked right in our direction and said, God is even calling missionaries to the United States. So then we started, it's like, what does that look like? What does missionaries to the United States look like? And we are still learning what missionaries to the United States looks like. But I had before we left Tennessee this time, come out, I was talking to a man, but I talked to him back and forth a few times. He just had a lot of questions, and I was getting to minister to him, and I think the Lord's dealing with him on a lot of stepping out of where he is and stuff also. But he asked me, he said, what does that look like? What does it look like to go out like that? He said, is it inside the church or outside the church, or is it street ministry, and my answer was yes, pretty much. It's all of it, all of the above. But I don't know how to even start. Like in the church, it's wherever we get to serve. Like inside the church walls, it may be edifying the saints, preaching, teaching some, but a lot of serving, a lot of like prayer team ministry to get to help in the area of prayer, pray for people, lay hands on the sick, see them recovered. Also, praise team. If they need someone to help, play drums or something, filling up for the drummer. I love doing that.
Or if they need help cleaning toilets, we clean toilets. We're like Christ.
Yep.
We are here to be servants, not to be served, but to be servants.
Any place that they have an area that needs someone to help and to serve, Wherever God sends us, while we're there, we will help. We believe in attending just wherever we are, going into the Lord's house and helping.
But being outside the church, our ministry is outside the church where we.
Yes, church outside the walls. That's what he was asking too. I was going, he asked what is outside, and that's what come to me earlier. Is like church outside the walls. There's people out of the church that will not walk through the doors of the church, and they need someone to
minister
to them, just like going to another country and taking the gospel. There's a lot of opportunities here in the U.S. to take the gospel.
We have went to the streets and fed the homeless. We've clothed them. We were there 18 months, and God humbled us, taught us. We thought we were going to change the world, but He changed our hearts, changed us, and we've done that. And we sit up and we just, whatever neighborhood we're in, we love to feed people and to pray for people. And
a lot of outreach ministry, helping other ministries.
We've set up at the park, with our PA system, and we've got together, with a few people, and we sung and praised, together, praise and worship, and people come up, and we'd ask them if we need to pray, if they need a prayer, we'd pray for them, and and I'm gonna give a quick praise report. I remember this woman walked up to us, and we asked her if we could pray for her, and she's like, pray for my husband. And she said he's been dealing with stomach pains for about 6 months, and the doctors can't find anything wrong with him. And so we asked her if we could pray for her, and she stood in for him, and we prayed over him. We got together the prayer of agreement. And one will put 1,000, two will put 2,000 in flight, and so we prayed because we believe and we know that He is still Jehovah Rapha, the God who heals. So while we were praying over her, and then she walked away, and then we kept just praising the Lord. And then all of a sudden, the woman comes back to us and said her husband had called her and asked her what she was doing, and she told him that we were praying over her, that she stood in for prayer, and he said it was that moment all the pain left. He was so excited that he jumped in his car and he came up to the park to meet us. And so it's just we are here to preach the good news of Jesus, that He came to save, that He came to heal, and He came to deliver. That we're here to preach the finished work of the cross. We're here to be. People ask us, well, what denomination are you? And we're like, you know what? We're just followers of Christ. We believe in the finished work. We believe in all the gifts. We believe He gave us the 5 offices in the Bible. The apostle, the prophet, the evangelist, pastor, teacher. We believe all that. We believe the finished work. And so we choose to be like Jesus. He says, you know what? Freely you've received, freely give. Lay hands on the sick, cast out devils, raise the dead. Freely you receive and give. And so we choose to believe that, Him and His word that says in John 14:11, the very, very I say unto you, He that believes on me, the works that I have done, you will do also, and greater than these. So He defeated death on the grave. So our job is to follow after Him, pattern our life after Him, and what He has done, we're to do also. And this is what we choose to do outside the walls.
And he's asking about, do you guys do street ministry? And I'm like, yes, we do. But here's the thing with street ministry, I would say most of the time when someone says street ministry, the image that pops into your head just as soon as you say street ministry is someone standing on the corner with a megaphone or microphone or something. That is needed and that has its place, but that is not the type of, street ministry that we like to get out and walk the streets wherever we are. And I know there's some places, if you get out and walk the street in town, you will be the only one walking the street in town because there's just nobody out there. But there's other places like Galveston and a lot of other bigger, other places, there's a lot of people out and about, just walking the street and talking to people and just interacting with people, because God will always put someone in your path to minister to or to pray for or something, somebody that needs something from Him. He will always put somebody in your path. And that's what we do as far as like street ministry. That is where God has us. That's the type He has us doing.
In the winter, we'll gather coats and blankets, and we still love to do that, and buy socks and mittens and go give them out, and pray for people. And we try to, like the Father says, you know what? Jesus met the needs of the people. He met their physical needs. Their belly was hungry. He fed it. But the biggest thing was to meet their spiritual need. And if you're willing to meet that physical need first, it opens the opportunity. It opens the door for them, to meet the spiritual need. And so, it's
like disaster areas too. Thankfully, we've not had to go into anywhere in quite a while, but like something we've also done and enjoy doing too is going in and helping with disaster areas. Just go in and feed and just be there to help any way that we can.
It seems like there's a lot of different seasons in our life, and each season
we're just open to do whatever God says go, wherever He says go, and whatever He says do when we get there. We're open and do
one door at a time, one day at a time.
Yep, one door and one day at a time.
We used to be anxious about what we do next, and the amazing pastor that we've had in our life for many years, he told us, he said, one day at a time, one door at a time, and be patient. And so that resonated. It just spoke to us. So, we know that, like where we're at right now, we got 2 more weeks here, and then there's another door open to us. And so we were here, and now we're fixing to go. And so
we don't have any idea after that door
where we're going,
which way we're going, what we're going to be doing, but God knows. And before that door closes, He will have another door open for us. And sometimes that's one of the hardest parts, I guess, is
being patient
and waiting, and just waiting for the next step instead of trying to figure out the whole staircase. Just waiting for the next step and not knowing beyond that. That's hard to do sometimes.
Like this season where we've been here, this wasn't really we've ministered and got to bring some people to the Lord, but this is a season, like for me, in a wilderness journey, where He allowed me to go in the wilderness to where I had died on my desires, and He's helping me decrease that He may increase. So it's a season of me, and for Daryl as well. I'm just saying, but for me specifically, this is a season that I needed. Sherry's wants and my desires, my dreams, no longer my will, but His will be done. And so, just been a strange season, but I'm coming out.
Yeah. So we just wanted to share that this other part with you, because actually today we had a lady that was asking us what we were doing and how the Lord was.
Somebody told her at church that we were missionaries, and she wanted to introduce herself.
So we just thought we'd do this. We've been needing to do this video for a little while, but after this morning, I thought we need to go ahead and get it out there, and that way you guys kind of know us a little bit better, and know what God's doing through us and in our lives and
our families' lives,
and
because we are here with 2 teenagers.
Yeah, 2 teenagers.
So, but we've been doing this for now about 12 years. So with Shiloh and Joseph, and whenever we go home to the farm, whatever, for a little bit, and kids are always ready to hit the road and go again. So, they're enjoying it. They are enjoying it.
They do. They really enjoy it.
I'm telling you, it's not that we want to be gypsies and we want to be going and living in RV, but it's something we're called to do. Abraham went and thank God we don't have to dwell in a tent. Thank God we have an RV with comfortable beds and air conditioner and stuff like that. But it's not that we want to be doing this, but it's a call. The call. Yeah, the call. It's all about being obedient to the call, because we want Him to be glorified in our lives.
We want to see people come to the kingdom and the fullness of the kingdom, the salvation, the healing, deliverance.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, there's a lot of people that won't come into the church. There's the old saying, they won't run into the church, but they'll run into you. So that's what we're called to do, is be out as missionaries to the U.S.
Beacons of hope. He is the greatest beacon of hope, the light in the darkness. So we just want to jump on here and share.
And just keep us in your prayers.
Yes.
Pray for us as we go, and as the Lord sends us, that we will hear His voice and His voice only, and follow and go where He sends us. And we love you guys. And
have a blessed day. And this is part 2. Part 2.
Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.